Hi everybody, I am here with a Bible reading. I hope you guys are having a good day. It's a sunny, beautiful day here today and very, very hot. Sherm was out and said how hot it was. And the weather man said it was like in the high 80s, maybe 90s. It's pretty warm here. But I don't put the air conditioner on yet. Sherm gets cold very easily with it on. Not me, because I'm always hot. Alright. How is the weather there, Layla? Is it hot there now, or is it still cold? Is it like fall? Let me know how it is in Finland. Layla lives in Finland. I can't remember if I got any more pictures to share with you last night or not. Because I was very tired. I kept falling asleep dropping my phone several times. These plugs. So annoying. So, I can't remember if I sent you any or not, but I'm going to try to get some more pictures to send you today. Yes. Rat. Ow! Layla's gonna make you say another Finnish word if you don't stop. Yeah. Moi. Say moi. You behave then. What? Leonard Nimoy. He's an actor over here. Be quiet. You're so smart. I would have never thought of that. I'm not good with comebacks. Somebody will say something and I'll try to think of something and I can't, and then like later that night or something I'd think, oh, I got a good comeback for that, but there's no use of saying it then. Sherm's really good like that. Wished I could be like that. And Jimmy, the funniest person. I know. Oh, he's so funny. Anyway, today we're going to be reading John chapter 11, verses 55 through chapter 12, verse 19. We'll be reading Psalm 118, verses 1 through 18. Correct. I asked him if he'd clean my glasses with his glass wipes, and he said no, but he's over there cleaning his now.
Oh, I have to see.
Well, what about me?
You're slow.
I don't need to see. And Proverbs chapter 15, verses 24, 25, and 26. So let's go see what we're talking about in John today. I'm sure you know what it's coming to here. Continuing on from yesterday, and then Jesus anointed at Bethany. Jesus comes to Jerusalem as king. That's where, and that's it for John today, and that's where when Jesus comes to Jerusalem as king, that's what we know of as Palm Sunday. Because of the palm branches they were waving and putting down when Jesus came by. You'll see. That is why it is called Palm Sunday. So now you know what it means if you didn't. Okay, so let's begin. When it was almost time for the Jewish Passover, many went up from the country to Jerusalem for their ceremonial cleansing before the Passover. They kept looking for Jesus, and as they stood in the temple courts, they asked one another, "What do you think? Isn't he coming to the festival at all?" But the chief priests and the Pharisees had given orders that anyone who found out where Jesus was should report it so that they might arrest him. You know, sorry, my mouth's super dry. I'm not trying to be rude. You think this is when Judas, when you knew they were wanting to arrest Jesus then? You think that's when he came up with the idea? If I, tell them and lead them to where he is, they'll pay me. Because he was all about money, Judas was. And he was the keeper of the money with all the disciples. Judas was in charge of the money bag, which I believe said he took some out and used it for whatever he wanted to. And it was for the poor. 6 days, chapter 12, 6 days before the Passover, Jesus came to Bethany, where Lazarus lived, whom Jesus had raised from the dead, after Lazarus had been dead 4 days. Here a dinner was given in Jesus' honor. Martha served, while Lazarus was among those reclining at the table with him. Then Mary took about a pint of pure nard, an expensive perfume. She poured it on Jesus' feet and wiped his feet with her hair. She had really long hair. And the house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. But one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, who was later to betray him, objected. Why wasn't this perfume sold and the money given to the poor? It was worth a year's wages. He did not say this because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief. As keeper of the money bag, he used to help himself to what was put into it. So he wanted to sell it so he could get the money for it. Leave her alone, Jesus replied. It was intended that she should save this perfume for the day of my burial. You will always have the poor among you, but you will not always have me. Meanwhile, a large crowd of Jews found out that Jesus was there and came not only because of him, but also to see Lazarus, whom he had raised from the dead. So the chief priests made plans to kill Lazarus as well. For on account of him, many of the Jews were going over to Jesus and believing in him. So they're like, we got to get rid of Lazarus too. He's causing trouble, making others believe in Jesus, stirring up the people. Now here, listen closely. This is Palm Sunday, what is known as Palm Sunday now. The next day, the great crowd that had come for the festival heard that Jesus was on his way to Jerusalem. They took palm branches and went out to meet him, shouting, Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is the King of Israel. Jesus found a young donkey and sat on it, as it is written, Do not be afraid, daughter Zion. See, your king is coming, seated on a donkey's colt. At first his disciples did not understand all of this. Only after Jesus was glorified did they realize that these things had been written about him and that these things had been done to him. Now the crowd that was with him when he called Lazarus from the tomb and raised him from the dead continued to spread the word. Many people, because they had heard that he had performed this sign, went out to meet him. So the Pharisees said to one another, See, this is getting us nowhere. Look how the whole world has gone after him. And that is where we are stopping with John today. We're getting madder and madder and even more scared because, like I said, they want the people to listen to them and only them. And more people are coming to Jesus. Jesus is becoming more important than they are, which he is, but you know what I mean. He's thinking this person's becoming more important to the people than us, and they need to listen to us only. Okay. So now let's read Psalm 118. We won't be reading all of it today. This is just verses 1 through 18. Psalm 119 is coming up, guys. You know what that means. We'll be on it for days.
Forever.
It's a long song.
Forever.
Not forever. Okay, let's start Psalm 118. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. Let Israel say, his love endures forever. Let the house of Aaron say, his love endures forever. Let those who fear the Lord say, his love endures forever. When hard pressed, I cried to the Lord. He brought me into a spacious place. The Lord is with me. I will not be afraid. What can mere mortals do to me? The Lord is with me. He is my helper. I look in triumph on my enemies. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in humans. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in princes. All the nations surrounded me, but in the name of the Lord I cut them down. They surrounded me on every side, but in the name of the Lord I cut them down. They swarmed around me like bees, but they were consumed as quickly as burning thorns. In the name of the Lord I cut them down. I was pushed back and about to fall, but the Lord helped me. The Lord is my strength and my defense. He has become my salvation. Shouts of joy and victory resound in the tents of the righteous. The Lord's right hand has done mighty things. The Lord's right hand is lifted high. The Lord's right hand has done mighty things. I will not die but live, and will proclaim what the Lord has done. The Lord has chastened me severely, but he has not given me over to death. And that's what we're stopping with Psalm 18 today. 118, sorry. The Lord has punished him like he does all of us when we misbehave, like you do your children, but he has never given him over to death. It's just like son or daughter, you done this and it is not right. Don't do it again. Okay. And now we're ending today's Bible reading with Proverbs chapter 15, verses 24 through 26. The path of life leads upward for the prudent, to keep them from going down to the realm of the dead. The Lord tears down the house of the proud, but he sets the widow's boundary stones in place. The Lord detests the thoughts of the wicked, but gracious words are pure in his sight. Amen. We're supposed to be good to the fatherless and the widows, and everyone really. It's got to be very, very sad and hard to be a widow. Just like even the Queen of England, she's a widow now. Her and her husband were together, married 70 some years? Basically all of her life, pretty much. Her adult life. And now she's without him. You can see her eyes where she's been crying a lot, and it shows her sitting alone a lot because the place where he was, always beside her, is empty. You can tell she's really sad and it's hard on her. Which, wouldn't it be? Being with somebody all those years. I don't think I could make it if something happened to Sherm. We haven't been married that long, we're not that old. We've been married 21 years. But like as soon as we got married, I'm like, if something happens to him, I can't live anymore. He's my soulmate. Sorry guys, this pillow hurt my neck. Alright, So now I got the prayer requests. I got some pretty address labels and some cards in the mail today. Oh, look guys, the joke book. Let's see.
No.
Did we read these?
Yes, you read them all.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Oh, and they sent me this pretty pen. They sent me this one and a black one. I gave the black one to Sherm. And of course I kept the pink one. It's my favorite color. Whatever. Here's one. Let's see. I don't know. I haven't read these except with you guys. A customer in our pharmacy yelled at one of the technicians before storming out. Another customer asked if everything was all right. Sure, said the tech. You have to understand, most of our customers are on drugs. By Minerva Rays. That was actually funny to me. You're not Woody the Woodpecker here. Stop it. This is by Carol Goodwin. It was the usual busy day at our bank. A woman came up to customer service and demanded, "What do I have to do to change the address on my account?" Without looking up, I replied, "Move." Some people are so rude and so... What was he carrying? Did you see it? One more. Let's see here. I never know which one's going to be stupid and which one's going to be funny. That pharmacy one was actually the funniest one I read out of here. My brother delivered prescriptions to people too ill to go out. Since the neighborhoods he visited were often unsafe, he decided to get some protection. "Why do you need a pistol?" asked the clerk at the gun shop. My brother had to explain, "I deliver drugs at night and carry a lot of money." Probably thought he was selling cocaine and stuff. Oh my goodness. He probably turned him in. I like to mark the ones that we've already read because I forget. Okay, so let's put that down, get that out of the way, and let's go through the prayer requests. I do have an update on Tina Kincaid, by the way. Please keep the following people in prayer. My dad, Randy Post. He has a nodule in his lung, and they had to test it, of course, to see if it's cancer. Because I know what he's going to have to go through, because I went through the same thing. I hope we don't have what I have, and I hope we don't have cancer. Please pray for my mom, Rhonda Karshner. Please pray, she had the skin cancer cut off her face. She's still bandaged up and everything. Please pray for Sherm. His neck's really bothering him. And his muscles in his neck are so stiff. I could barely massage it last night. It's like hard like a rock. I'm going to call the... Oh, wait, you remind me. What about your ride? Oh, I already made your ride, didn't I? He's going to go to, he's got to go to the dermatologist next week. And I need to call and make him another appointment to the doctor, that does his shoulder and stuff, about his neck. He's got two, what do I call it? Your neck? He's got two herniated discs in his neck. So I don't know, if he can give him a shot there or, what they can do. Dad had neck surgery here a while back, and he said it really helped him. It was like his neck back area. Please pray for Layla and her son Emil, Elizabeth Jeffries, Judy Thompson, Jimmy Myers. Mom took the bandage off his nose last night, and I said, "Don't you think it's too soon? Is it still bleeding?" She said, "Yeah, a little," but they took it off, and they went to town today, and his nose started bleeding again. So I'm guessing, hopefully, they bandaged it back up again. He goes to have the cleaning next week on the 23rd, and we're going to be there at the house waiting on him. Told him we'd stay a couple of days, 23rd and 24th, to help him, because he'll already be hurting, and, help Mom. Be there with him. Please pray for Cindy Welsh, Dora Parker, Joyce Light, Abby Myers, Jane, Melly, and Tina Kincaid. Tina went to the same hospital that I did. She had COVID as well, remember? And remember, after that they sent her to the nursing home? Well, she's out of the nursing home now and back home. But she's on a walker right now, trying to get around. And she was healthy. There was nothing wrong with her. But when she got COVID, she got really bad. Now she's on a walker. She works at Walmart and she's really wanting to get back to her job. But anyway, like I was saying, she went to the same hospital that I did. And she's a nice Christian woman. And she was saying today to a friend that told my aunt, who's really close to her, that the nurses in that hospital were cruel and mean. She said they were awful. And I said, I know, I told you guys. Everybody thought I was exaggerating or didn't believe me. She was on the same floor I was, on the COVID floor. And she thought they were horrible, they were mean, they were awful. She kept telling the doctor she wanted out of there. Exact same thing I did. And they finally sent her to the nursing home, which they was going to do to me. And she about signed herself out, and so did I. If I would have known you could, I would have. So see, I'm not the only one. They shouldn't be allowed to treat people that way. But COVID patients are still not allowed to have any visitors at all. The other people in the hospitals, they said now you can have like one visitor, but not the COVID patients. And I think the nurses there like that because they can treat the patients worse than they can when they have family there. Because they know the family won't put up with it. I think they want to keep it that way probably. There's good nurses and there's bad nurses. And they have a lot of bad nurses on that COVID floor at that hospital. And I'm not the only one that said it. She did too, and she's in her 50s. She's a good Christian woman. And I told you. And they shouldn't be allowed to do that. I reported it to one place. I reported it to the Ohio Department of Health. They said they couldn't do nothing about that stuff, to contact this other place. I forget what it was called, so I contacted them, and they said they wasn't able to do nothing about that stuff either. They don't care. They don't care. So there was like nobody else to contact. They just don't care. And it's really, really sad that patients that are already sick in there, sick and feeling miserable. I almost died. They treat them like crap. They treat them like garbage. I was in there alone and my room was dark one night, or one day, I don't remember what time it was. But this guy came in with an EKG machine, just ripped my gown down, not saying a word, just ripped it down violently and started very hardly putting those patches on my chest. I kept looking at the door, hoping, a girl nurse would come in, but nobody ever did. I was scared. It was very rude and it hurt. And it was scary. Just ripped my gown down. Didn't say a word. Started sticking them on me real. That shouldn't be allowed to happen. But if you would have reported it, nothing would have been done. But anyways, guys, I'm tired of ranting. I just wanted to update you about Tina. That she had the same thing happen to her that I did. The exact same floor in the hospital. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Let's bring those souls to Jesus, and God willing, we'll see you guys again tomorrow with another Bible reading. Bye, guys. God bless.